Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Oysters. Now, this new puzzle from Blobz, actually, here's a name almost from the past. We haven't played a Blobz puzzle, I'm going to say, since Christmas, so that's 2 months, and way overdue to actually playing a Blobz puzzle for sure. I will probably work through some of his backlog at some point, I suspect. Right, the puzzle is all about these oyster-shaped kind of constructions in this grid with little treasures in between. So that's why I'm feeling like particularly proud of this thumbnail, with little pearls inside each of these oysters. But don't take my word for it. Let's take a look at today's puzzle and rule set with oysters from Blobz, and you can see what I mean by little pearls inside the middle, and then the oysters clearly around the top. And it almost feels like Blobz is deliberately using almost like shadow. So green being like the slightly brighter color at the top where the sun kind of would be shining. And then a little bit darker at the bottom with purple. Fantastic, Blobz, as always. We're even given a digit. I don't even recognize this. Rules-wise, we've got normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9, once each in every row. Every column, of course, and then every 3x3 box. Along green lines, digits adjacent digits differ by at least 5. So if this cell is 2, for example, these adjacent cells on the green German whisper line have to be 5 or more away, so 7, 8, or 9. If you assume that this cell here is an 8, this would have to be 1, 2, or 3. I can repeat the 2, obviously, because it's in a different row, column, box. So you oscillate between high digits 6, 7, 8, 9, low digits 1, 2, 3, 4, and back and forth you go. Along the pink lines, digits form a consecutive sequence in any order. So essentially we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cells in here. That could be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's kind of one possibility. That could be 2, 3, 4, 5. And, remember, emphasis on not repeating any digits. There has to be a consecutive sequence in any order. I don't know if a consecutive digit's not explicitly called out wouldn't work, but I'm going to play it as if that doesn't work, because that really doesn't look like a consecutive sequence to you anymore. Last but not least, digits and cages must sum up to the given total. These two cells add up to 9, they add up to 11, 15, 4, etc. As always, if you want to play along, link will be in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. So a while ago, we actually played a very similarly constructed puzzle. I'm sorry, it was from Dr. Logic, I think, where it was actually diamonds, and we found that they're very restricted. Now, they're elongated a little bit. So what was unusual here is that the polarities flip. So I don't know whether this is low or high. I know that it's actually oscillating between the two. And notice how these two have to be different. They're different polarities. If one is 4, the other is 6. We're of course given 2 cages. 2 cells that add up to 4 is 1, 3. 2 cells that add up to 17 is 8, 9. And then the challenge that we have is how do you have a low digit and a high digit on a consecutive set, which tells me that the 5 is basically at the bottom of every single one of these. I really don't want to pencil mark across boxes. That's just going to lead me into trouble later. Given one is low, one is high, you're going to have to pass through 5 to get to a consecutive cell. Now, with this 1, 3, what I think it's telling me is this is going to be 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it has to be. Right. Let me tell you how I'm getting to that conclusion. If there is no 3, how could I have a consecutive sequence that doesn't include 3, that's any lower than 4? Because the 3, the 1, 3, they see every cell. So the highest low digit I can have on the sequence, the lowest low digit I can have on the sequence is a 4. And then because it's 4 cells, well, it's got to be 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, the 5 is definitely here, but the 6 and 7 could be anywhere. I say anywhere, that's not strictly speaking true, because the 6 to be 5 or more away would require a 1. So the 6 can't be on the green German whisper line, otherwise I would have to duplicate the 1 in the box. and this is 5 7, sorry, 5 6. I can type 4 7, and then we have to have 2 9 in here, so that the 4 would be next to a 9 and the 7 would be next to a 2 because 1 is not available. And then lastly, we finish up in here with presumably 4 7 8. There's a definite 8, and then there is this 4 7 will be in one of these two cells. Okay. You see, this was a nice place to kind of get familiarity with what's going on, because it was largely contained within one box. When they are spread across boxes, as the case is here, it's a little bit trickier. Is it? These two cells still see one another. I guess you can repeat these two digits and you can repeat these two digits. That's kind of the difference with the oysters that are split by boxes. And clearly I'm looking at these cells ahead of others because they've been given something that rules out a bunch of extreme digits. Anyway, same concept. One is high, one is low. My highest digit that I can have now on this Remban, you see, again, this is not strictly speaking true. If this is 8, nothing stops me from having an 8 in here. I mean, you wouldn't be able to do this with 9, would you? If that's 9, that's 8. That's 9, that's 8. Well, 9 wouldn't work because you'd only get to 5. Well, you wouldn't even get to 5 because it's a 4-cell Remban. You're not going to get to opposite polarities in here. So 9 is off the table. And in general, the range of this is limited to 3 to 7. You see, if I go any lower, such as 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, doesn't allow me to get to the other polarity. So every single one of these oysters is 3, 4, 5, 6, or 4, 5, 6, 7. No exceptions. Here is a thing of beauty. 6 and 7. Yes, so okay, so I'm going to look at the 15 one. 4, 5, 6, 7. Just keep that kind of picture in mind. Let's assume for a second this is the run here, and for a, clearly this won't be the 5, so let's just remove it. Now the challenge with 15 is to get to 15, you've got to have two different cells. One that is from 6, 7, one that is from 8, 9. However, by having a run of 4, 5, 6, 7, I've essentially eliminated this cell because the 6 and the 7 are on the Remban, and this cell sees every one of these cells. Doesn't matter which one it is. If that's the 6, 7, it can see every one of these Remban cells. So this one is definitely 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3, 4, 5, 6. No 5s on the green German whisper line. One of these is a 6, and therefore there will be a 1 in here. And therefore there is no 6 in there. There's no 9, 6. This is a 7, 8, 15 cage. Now the 3 and 4 will come with either 8 or 9. So up here, this is 1, 8, 9. This is not a 9, clearly, with a given digit that we have at the top. I'm not quite getting the significance of this just yet, but this is fully pencil marked. So I'm just having a think about the 9 and the 11 now. And these given digits clearly must help us. This pattern, I should say, clearly must help us. So let's think about 9. 4 ways, and I say I'm looking at 9 because we've got a 2, 9 in here, so it eliminates one of the options. So get to 9 in 2 cells is 1, 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5. And we very specifically, because it is 2, 9, I can see it here, we've eliminated the 2, 7 option. So my options inside the 9 are one of these two cells. One of these three options. Now, again, because there are cross boxes, I'm not sure this forces anything. Again, I can't. You see, I could do something like this: 6, 6, 3, which would force it then to be 4, 5, 6, 7. No, hang on. Yeah, that doesn't work. You see, if I have a 6 on here, well, more importantly, if I have a 3 on here, I can't start from a 3. And if I can't start from a 3, I'm starting from a 4. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I can't place the 6 on the end because of this 6, 3. And I also can't place the 6 in either of these cells because they see them in the column. So 3, 6 doesn't work either. Sorry, I'm going through these systematically because it's a little bit hard to reason about. I'm guessing 4, 5 will get me in trouble as well, because I would need 4 and 5 for sure on the Remban. Hang on. What did I just say? I think I confused myself. I don't need a 3, 6. I don't need another 3 or 6 on the green German whisper line, do I? So essentially, what's wrong? Oh yeah, of course. If I put a 3 in here, where's 5 gonna go? Because I need 5 on the Remband to reach from low to high, and now I've restricted it to the green German whisper line, which is impossible because the adjacent digits would be 0 or 10 to be 5 or more away. So 3, 6. I mean, I'm not sure it doesn't have to work, because that's assuming that I'm doing 3, 5. So hang on. So let's say I'm not doing that. I'm doing 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4, 5, 6, 7 would mean this is 4, 7, this is 4, 7, and this is 5. And that's actually fine. And then up here is, I mean, specifically 9 and 2, because of this actually given digit. So it would have to be something as such. So I can't eliminate the 3, 6. That wasn't very useful. I mean, it kind of might explain why there's a given 9. So, interesting. Right, let's try something else. Let's try the 17 at the bottom. I'm flipping between these oysters constantly, trying to figure out what's going on here. Now, one of these is a 3 or 4, which would force the neighbor to be 8 or 9. And essentially would have to be the opposite 8 or 9. And then whether it's 6 or 7 would force this to be 1 or 2. Doesn't feel like it's helping me. There's clearly something I'm not quite appreciating about the interactions between these oysters. So no 1, can't have 1 on the oyster. Here's our first digit with a 1. Usually, Sleuth, when you get stuck, do more Sudoku, please. Okay. What does all of this mean? It means this is no longer 1, 8. So my options are dwindling. This is 3, 6, or 4, 5. Now I've still proven that 3, 6 works. But maybe let's think about Sudoku across the entire row now. because, you know, my options are dwindling, that's for sure. And 4, 7, 1, 3, I've got two pairs in here. I can actually just fully pencil mark what this is. This is 2, hang on, 2, 8, and 9 cannot be on this Rembrandt. They're either too small or too big, so I end up with a 2, 8, 9 triple. And this is not a 9 again. And then I'm left with two cells that are definitely on the Rembrandt now, 5 and 6. Which means this is 4, 7. Just Sudoku sleuth. And this is now the 8. This is the other 4, 7. And of course, because this would require a 9 if it's 4, which is not possible, this would be the 7. This would be the 4, which gives me polarity all the way down here. Okay. And then I can't be 4, 5. I have to be 3, 6. And we're going to end up with this crisscross pattern of 6s, which means essentially for these two columns, column 6 and 7, there are no more 6s in here. So this is low, this is high. That's not my 1, this is my 1. And therefore this has to be the 6. And this is indeed a 3, 4, 5 stretch. Then I end up with a 2, 8, 9 triple in here. This is a fascinating puzzle. Clearly a 6 in one of these, clearly a 6 in one of these. I am missing some numbers. This is a 4. This is a triple. This has to be 3, 5, or 6 to complete the box. Well, it's got to be a 5 because I've got 3, 6 in here. Therefore, this is 6. This is 3. This is 5. This is 6. Fantastic. Don't know what this is. I know it's this cell. So it can't be it has to be, well, it can't be a 2. And in here I have a 2, another 8, 9, and a 3. Am I going to fully pencil mark? Yeah, I can't. Let's just do that. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, so the 9 really only gave me the direction on this oyster. That was kind of the intention of it. This has to be the 9, of course. This is 1 or 2. I can't actually resolve it. I don't have something removing one of the options. Lovely construction. Right. We know 5's in here. I'm actually doing Sudoku now for a change. 7, of course, gave me 8 and 7. 8 gave me 2. End up with an 8, 9 pair. This is still 3 or 4, depending on what this is. And this is 3, 4, or 5. That's not a 3. This could be anything. Digits I'm missing include 9, 1, 2, another 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 9, and another 3, 4, 5. And 4 and 5 are not here, and 1 and 2 are not there. It doesn't feel like this is easy pencil marks. I'm just going to move on. Right. This oyster, we haven't really thought about it too much. So you could see Sudoku says 9 is in one of these two cells. And 9 with the 2 in here has very little interaction with what's going on around the rest of it. So it's an easy way of completing the 11, but options for 11, 2, 9, 3, 8, 4, 7. I really didn't give myself space, have I? And 5, 6. Which ones would be problematic is the question. The challenge that I'm seeing is that 9, 2 fits. 3, 8 fits comfortably. 4, 7 fits. 5, 6 fits. So I feel like I'm no wiser with this set of pencil marks. I'm just going to remove them. 4, 7 feels like we should be able to eliminate. 7 and 4. Because now with these two 7s, there are no 7s on the Rembrandt. So it'd have to be 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 sees all of these, so that would have to be the 4. This would have to be 3, 6. And then the 9 would have to be up here, not 9, 8 for the 3, because it can't be 4. That's the answer anyway. Right, forget the 7, 4. Because if I have a 4 at the end, I would require a 9 up here, which I can't. It has to be a 3 at the end, and therefore its partner would have to be a 6. And then down here I have to have 4, 5. That's a much easier solution. 3, not allowed anymore, so it's not 3, 8. 6, not allowed anymore, so it's not 5, 6. So it's 2, 9 or 4, 7. And now I'm comfortable with pencil marking now, because that's 9 or 7, and this is 2 or 4. And both seem to work. The 3, 6 up here would require 1 and 8. I can actually resolve this because of this 1. And therefore this is the 6, this is the 3. That 8 gave me all the way down here a 9 and an 8. And no 8, 9 here. This is 2 or 3. No 3 in here. No 9 in there. Okay. I don't seem to be able to do better just yet. 6 gives me 5 and 6. Doesn't quite bounce back and give me any more. Right, last oyster, and then we're really going to have to try and squeeze out some more logic out of all of this. Or some more Sudoku, because to be fair, I've been misusing this tool. You could see there is a definite 6 in one of these. Just Sudoku. And the 6 can't possibly be on the German whisper line because it would put, maybe it could. What happens with, no 6, sleuth, come on, just 6, which forces this, of course, to be 4, 7, because I need a high digit on the rem band, and therefore this is my 5, my 4, my 5. This is now 9, so the 9 can only be in here, 4, 7, and this is 1 or 2, but it's not 1 again, it's 2, it's 3, no, jumping to conclusions there. 3, 2, 4, and therefore 7. And this 4, if I trust my pencil marks, that's 9, that's 3, that's 1. Lovely. And now for a bit of Sudoku to finish all of this up. It's a lovely construction. Blobz, quite intricate, which is very much your signature style. This is the only place for an 8. Only place for a 5. I am still missing, I'm going to say 2 and 3. In the rest of this column, I need another 2, 3, and a 7, which can only be in here. This can only be a 3 now. 2, 3. So I need another 1, 2 in the row. 6 and 7. This is the 6 because it can't be 1, 2, or 7. This is, and this can't be 7, so this is the 1, 2, this is the 7. I need another 1, 2 in here, which can only be in there because top row can't have either. This is my 6, this is my 7. I need another 1, 2, 8 in here. Now 2 and 8 can't be there. It could be a 1. And then I need one more thing, a 4. No, I have a 4. I need a 3, which can't be there. So this is the 3. This has to be the 1 now. This is 2. This is 8. This is 1. This is 2. That 8 helps. That's 9, 8, 9, 2. In here, I need 5 and 8. That's 8. And that's 5. Right, that should be a lot more approachable now. I mean, it all was, but really struggling with my scanning today. It is still quite early in the morning here, so that's my excuse. Not that I ever need an excuse to talk about my poor Sudoku skills. I need a 3, I need a 4, I need 1, 8, and 5. This is the 5. This is the 8. This is the 1. That's the 1. 1, 2, 3. I need a 4. And if I've not made any more mistakes, 9 for the finish. looks like it's been featured somewhere else. So I'm so sorry for playing this puzzle again. Hope you guys enjoyed the puzzle and the video. And maybe what I'll try and do is, in case you've already seen this, do let me know down in the comments and I'll try and record a different one for later today. See you back soon. Bye-bye for now.